What's the scoop on London in 2025? If you're dreaming of a trip to this iconic city, you might be wondering if your budget can handle it. With prices skyrocketing and the pound feeling a bit weak, it's a fair question, right? So let's dive into what you can actually get for $100 in one of the most expensive cities on the planet. Spoiler alert, it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but we can make it work. Imagine this. You wake up early, buzzing with excitement, ready to conquer the city. But first things first, you need to figure out how to get around. Hopefully, you've snagged a visitor or Oyster card ahead of time, which saves you from those annoying booking fees. If not, no biggie, just use your contactless card or phone to hop on the underground, or as the locals call it, the tube, for a day of exploring zones 1 to 2, where most of the Moosey attractions are. You're looking at about £8.50, which is roughly $10.50. Not too shabby, right? That's your transport sorted for the day. Now, let's talk breakfast, because let's be honest, you can't start your day on an empty stomach. Are you thinking of hitting up a quirky all-day breakfast spot in Notting Hill? Or maybe a classic greasy spoon in Soho? If you opt for a quick bite at Pret a Manger or Greg's, you can grab a coffee and pastry combo for around £5, which is about $6.25. But if you're in the mood for a proper full English breakfast at a cozy cafe, you're looking at spending around £12 to $15 or $15 to $18. And if you have a sweet tooth, so what's next on the agenda? London is bursting with amazing free attractions that you absolutely can't miss. Think about the British Museum, Hyde Park, the National Gallery, or the Tate Modern. These spots are world-class and won't cost you a penny. But if you're itching to see something iconic like the Tower of London, or take a spin on the London Eye, be prepared to shell out around £32.34, which translates to about $40.43. Just one paid attraction could eat up nearly half of your budget, so choose wisely. If you're all about soaking up history, the Tower of London it's got that royal intrigue and the iconic crown jewels. That'll leave you an 80, but be ready to part with at least $40 for that experience. Alternatively, you could wander around the historic Tower Bridge exhibition, which is a steal at around $12. And if stunning views are your thing, heading to the top of the London Eye will cost you about $35 for a breathtaking panorama of the city. Trust me, it's worth it. Feeling a bit peckish after all that sightseeing, time for lunch? How about making your way to the famous Borough market? You can grab some delicious street food, maybe some classic fish and chips, or a hearty sandwich for around £7 to $10, which is about $8.75 to $12.50. Borough Market is a foodie paradise with countless stalls offering flavors from around the globe. If you're near Covent Garden, don't miss out on the market there too. If you're feeling a bit fancy, a sit-down meal in one of these buzzing markets could run you about £15 to $20 or $19 to $25. And if you add a drink or dessert to that, you're quickly hitting your limit. As you stroll through the lively streets of Camden Town, you might stumble upon a quirky shop selling all sorts of London-themed goodies. How about a cute little keychain or magnet to remember your trip? That might only set you back about £3 or $3.75. But if you've got your eye on a cozy London hoodie or a trendy tote bag, be prepared to spend around £20 to $25, which is about $25 to $31. Those souvenirs can add up, right? Now, let's chat about accommodation, because let's face it, finding a place to stay in central London can be a real challenge. A basic hotel room in the heart of the city usually costs over $150 per night. Even a basic hostel dorm could run you $40 to $60. So, unless you're crashing with a friend or staying outside the city, your $100 won't even cover a place to sleep. But don't lose hope just yet. You can still find decent budget hotels in areas like Shepherd's Bush, Paddington, and Stratford for around $60 to $100 per night. Just keep in mind that these spots are a bit outside the central zones, so you'll need to factor in transport costs if you want to explore the city. So, what's the final verdict? Can you really get a full experience in London with just $100? Honestly, it's a bit tricky. You'll probably only be able to afford transport, one decent meal, a snack or drink, one paid attraction, but if you choose wisely, and maybe a tiny souvenir, it's definitely tight. But hey, it's not impossible. If you're planning to stay in central London, you'll find it almost impossible to spend less than $100 per day, because accommodation cost will eat into your budget. However, if you're willing to stay in the suburbs, you can find some great deals. But then you'll be spending a chunk of your budget on transportation to get into the city. Here's the silver lining. London is brimming with free experiences that are genuinely worth your time. If you plan smart, your $100 can still offer you a full, memorable day in the city. Start with those free museums. Wander through vibrant neighborhoods like Soho or Camden, and enjoy some good old-fashioned people watching in places like Hyde Park or along the South Bank. You'll soak up the culture without breaking the bank. For a little extra adventure, check out the street art and explore the trendy Portobello Road Market, or relax in the peaceful oasis of Regent's Park. And don't forget to wander around historic Greenwich to see the Cutty Sark. Each of these spots has its own charm and won't cost you a dime. Want to stretch your dollars even further? Consider staying just outside Zone 1 or 2. Neighborhoods like Stratford, Greenwich, or even parts of South London offer cheaper accommodations while still being well connected to the tube. It's a win-win. When it comes to food, keep an eye on your eating habits. Instead of dining out for every meal, grab a meal deal from Tesco or Sainsbury's. Those combos usually cost about £4 to $5 or $5 to $6. It's basic, but it works. You could also pack snacks, enjoy a picnic in the park, or hit up local food trucks for tasty and affordable bites. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. And let's not forget about London's incredible multicultural vibe. Swing by Chinatown, Brick Lane, or Notting Hill to dive into diverse cuisines and cultures. These neighborhoods often offer cheaper food and unique experiences that you won't find in the tourist-heavy spots. If you're itching to escape the city for a day, consider taking a day trip to nearby gems like Oxford or Brighton. A return train ticket could cost around $20 to $40, which doesn't leave much for anything else. But these getaways provide a fresh perspective and are often cheaper than staying another full day in the city center. And here's a little tip. Don't forget to use transport and event apps to track deals. Plan your route and avoid those peak hour prices. You can also look for discounts on attraction websites or through your hostel or hotel. A little research goes a long way. So here's the bottom line. $100 won't buy you the full London experience, but it can give you a day to remember. The key is to shift your focus. Don't stress about what you can't afford. Instead, make the most of what you can do. Visit those iconic landmarks, enjoy a few cheap eats, explore free museums, and stroll through neighborhoods bursting with life. And remember, traveling is all about collecting moments, not just receipts. London in 2025 might be pricey, but if you come with a plan and an open mind, you'll leave with memories that are absolutely priceless. You know, one of the coolest things about London is how it's always buzzing with life. You can find street performers, artists, and musicians all over the place, especially in areas like Covent Garden or just imagine sipping on a coffee while enjoying a live show. It's such a vibe. And if you're into markets, You can't miss the vibrant atmosphere of Camden Market. It's a treasure trove of unique shops, vintage clothing, and amazing street food. Seriously, you could spend hours just wandering around and soaking it all in. Speaking of food, don't overlook the food trucks and stalls scattered throughout the city. They offer some of the tastiest bites at reasonable prices. Try a classic fish and chips from a street vendor, or sample some authentic Indian curry in Brook Lane. You'll be amazed at the variety of flavors available, and it's a great way to fuel up without emptying your wallet. And let's talk about the parks. London is home to some stunning green spaces where you can escape the hustle and bustle, whether it's a leisurely stroll through Hyde Park, a picnic in Regent's Park, or just lounging in the sun at Hampstead Heath. These spots are perfect for relaxing and enjoying the outdoors. You can even bring a book to make your trip smoother. Use transport and event apps to track deals, plan your route, and avoid peak hour prices. Also, look for discounts on attraction websites or through your hostel or hotel. A little research can go a long way. So here's the bottom line. $100 won't buy you the full London experience, but it will give you a day to remember. The key is to shift your focus. Don't stress about what you can afford. Instead, make the most of what you can do. Visit iconic landmarks, enjoy a few cheap eats, explore free museums, and walk through neighborhoods bursting with life. Traveling is about collecting moments, not just receipts. London in 2025 may be pricey, but if you come with a plan and an open mind, you'll leave with memories that are absolutely priceless. Thanks for watching and exploring London's real costs with me. If you found this helpful, don't forget to comment with your London experiences, and subscribe for more travel deep dives from around the world. See you in the next adventure.